Welcome back to the Cali G Kitchen, and welcome to day 60 of your 101 day food and fasting program. Today we are cooking a trio of stuffed peppers, which means 3 stuffed peppers, which you probably understood. But yes, we're going to be doing chickpea curry stuffed pepper. We're going to chop up some of the chicken tikka that we done yesterday, so that's going into 1 pepper. We've got a 3-bean chili that we're going to cook up in here, and then we're going to do a guaca salsa. I really pray that I've got. Anyway, sorry. I'm going to start again. Then we're going to do a 3-bean chili. Do the 3-bean chili in here, which we're going to cook, and then we're going to, when we put, I will start again. When we put the peppers into the oven, we'll make a start on the guaca salsa. So, just to get us started, we'll move down to the mixed bean chili. So we need some oil going into the pan. I would have used coconut oil, but I've run out, and I've been a Wally and completely forgot to get some, so that is going onto the shopping list for next week. So just going in with a little bit of olive oil. I'm going to chop up this onion. You can use red or white for this. We've also got the oven preheating at 200, I believe. The oven's preheating at 200 degrees. Just chop up them onions however you like. Take the skin off of this garlic. Finely chop this, and this is going into the pan as well. And we need a chili. That's what I was looking for. Avocado for the salsa. So we've got the green chili there. We're just going to chop this up. Seeds as well. I'll add just a touch more oil to the pan actually. So we've got a couple of tablespoons of oil gone in. You also need half a pepper to go in. I'm sure I've got this half from yesterday. For this little 3-bean chili, you could add whatever else you like in. If you wanted to put some, I don't know, some mushrooms or some courgette or whatever you like to put in, if you want to put any extra veg in. This 3-bean chili is going to be enough for today's stuffed pepper, and I'm sure we've got a super salad, which we're going to be using the 3-bean chili in, and that is on day 62. Here we do grilled halloumi 3-bean super salad. Now going in, we want a tablespoon ground coriander. Gone in with a tablespoon of ground coriander, tablespoon of ground cumin, tablespoon of, this is just a mild curry powder. Make sure it's just curry powder with spices in it and it doesn't have like all sorts of like, I don't know, like a curry sauce powder. You don't want a curry sauce powder. You just want simple spices. We've already got chilli in there. Smoked. No, that's very different. That's D62. Actually, have I missed that out? I think I might be wrong. I do always add some smoked paprika to my chilli. I'm going to go in with a tablespoon of that. Actually, no, I'm going in with 2 tablespoons of smoked paprika. I will update the recipe because I've missed it off and that wasn't on purpose. Just going to add a little bit touch more heat to this pan just to bring out the flavours and those spices, and then we're going to add our chopped tomatoes. We've got a tin of chopped tomatoes with herbs. So we don't want this pan to smoke, we just want to kind of cook those spices through just to release the flavours. And if you start to see any smoke, which I can just see a little touch of it now, or if that chilli starts to get on your chest, this is where you add your tomatoes. We do want to cook this quite quickly because I want to get this into the oven with the rest of the peppers. So I'm going to keep this on a high heat and just reduce down these tomatoes. I've got our mixed beans here, so I'm going to drain these. You can use any sort of mixed bean mix, or you could just use regular kidney beans if you like, or haricot beans. Don't use a don't use a tin of baked beans though. That's not what we're going for. Tin of beans going in. I'm going to move these over to this other hob because it's a bit hotter. Like I say, we're just going to reduce this chilli. Probably reduce the moisture by half. We want it to thicken up slightly. We don't want watery chilli, we don't want none of that. And I feel like I'm missing something. This is our tray for our peppers. Now I'm going to make a start stuffing the peppers. On the recipe it says bell peppers. This is a bell pepper. This is a pointed pepper. I'm literally just getting these for cheap in Asda on the Whoopsie, so I'm going to use one of each. And I want to be cutting them. You want to be cutting it from the top downwards, so lengthways, straight through the stalk. And then we're just going to clear out any of these seeds. Try and trim these little white bits away if you can. Probably could have used a better knife for this. Same with this bell pepper. Slice it from the top straight through the core. I found if we just use the tip of the knife, kind of remove those bits that we don't want. So we've got 4 peppers there that we're going to stuff, 4 halves even. And I know what you're thinking, but I thought this is a trio of stuffed peppers. It is, but as you can see, this is a very small bell pepper, so those 2 will be stuffed with the guaca salsa at the end, which is basically salsa with avocados in. And these 2 will be stuffed with the chili and with the chickpeas. So what we're going to do here, tell you what, let's make some, let's clean up a little bit. Get rid of that. Got the chicken. We've kept the rest of the other, we had quite a bit of chicken left from yesterday, quite a bit of chicken taker left. We kept the rest of it in the fridge for tomorrow's pizza. Should really use a spoon. I'm going to use this spoon actually. So you're going to stuff this pepper with a chickpea curry. Try and get these bits of chicken on somewhere. And as we can see there, that chili's reduced quite a bit. Give that another minute or so. I'm just going to turn it down though. I really need to do something to stop these. That one's not so bad, but this one, what I want to do is basically just take a tiny little, I didn't mean to do that, didn't mean to do it that much. Basically, just chop the bottom off so that makes that lie flatter, or so it should be. That's actually okay, that. I'm going to prop this a little bit just underneath, just to try and keep that upright. We're going to stuff this chilli now. So you stuff this pepper with the chilli, should I say it? And then for these 2 little halves, just going to add some olive oil. We need some cheddar cheese to go over the top. Got some extra mature 15 months matured strong cheddar cheese. And this is just going to be grated straight over the top of these peppers. A touch of salt, some pepper, kind of just want to make sure these are kind of separated. Right, those are going into the oven for around 20 to 25 minutes. So we'll get our timer on. Actually, I'm going to check them in 15. It's been a little while since we've done stuffed peppers and I've got that oven on quite hot, so I'm going to check them in 15 minutes and just see how they are. Now we're going to move on to the salsa. Got ourselves a beef tomato here for the salsa. Just going to spin this chopping board round. Clear up some space. So what do we need for the salsa? Avocado and a beef tomato. Need a clove of garlic. See a half a clove of garlic here. I'm going to use a small clove. Let's have a look. Well, I've done it again. I haven't got one of the ingredients and I've literally just been down to Asda as well, just been shopping and I forgot one ingredient. So what we want to do is improvise. The other ingredients are not exactly needed, but I am going to experiment. So I'm going to, I've missed out the coriander, so I'm going to throw in some chives. And sometimes you'll find that these accidental experiments work out for the best, so we're going to see what that's all about. So we need a bowl. Into the bowl we've got the juice of a lime, I'm just going to roll this lime out. slice that down the middle and then squeeze all of the juice out. And then you want around the same amount of juice, same amount of olive oil as you've got juice. And we need a red onion. Going in with a small red onion, or half a regular size one. I'm going to finely chop this onion. So I just cut across there, but don't cut all the way. Kind of helps keep that together. Obviously until you get down to that point. But as you can see there, finely chopped red onion. Going in with the rest of that. No need to put the full one in, I think that's enough. I can put a full one in if you like, but I don't need it all. We've got a small clove of garlic. I generally use half a clove when I'm doing this. I'm going to use, but this is a very small clove, so I'm just going to use the full lot. Garlic going in. Give this a mix. I'm going to add some salt and pepper. I'm going to use some of these chives. Take the ends off them, and then I'm just going to use that much. I'm actually going to give these a little rinse. And then just thinly slice these chives. Throw them in, and then stir. Clean up this chopping board a little bit. We've got a beef tomato there. I'm going to go in with a full lot. I'm going to chop it in half first. I'm just going to remove that little stalky bit. We want like kind of 1 centimetre cubes. going in there with our tomato. And the other half. Now this salsa is probably going to do this meal and another meal. What I would maybe suggest is keep half of it for tomorrow and serve it. Maybe you can just serve that with some salad leaves and have that as a side for your pizza. You're going to go in with a full avocado. Just be careful taking this pit out. A couple of little dodgy bits there, but that's absolutely fine. It's just where the avocado is kind of oxidised a bit, but this is, it's still got lots of life left in it. Apparently those bits are edible as well, but I just don't say I don't like them. I don't like the look of them. You can tell this is super ripe because we can just quite easily peel the skin from the avocado. And the same with the avocado, you want to be chopping this into 1 centimetre chunks. Similar size as the tomato. And now all we do with this is just give it a good mix. I don't think there's anything missing from there. Maple syrup. Not necessary for a salsa, but it's nice to just add a little touch of this. Teaspoon of maple syrup. I'll just give this a nice mix, and then we'll pop this into the fridge until we're ready to serve. Look at that, looks absolutely delightful. So we'll cover this and it will go into the fridge until we're ready to serve. So we've got the peppers in the oven. They've got, I'm actually got a few minutes left. I'm just going to check them right now. Those seem to be cooking away just fine. I think 20 minutes is going to be the maximum for them. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to tidy up a little bit, and then we're going to come back for part 2 in a few minutes. We'll heat this rice through. So this is the rice that I've done yesterday. I've still got a portion of that left, so I'm going to heat that through, and then we'll serve we'll serve everything together. We need to stuff the remaining pepper with the guac salsa, which we'll do. Can't get my words out. Which we will do in a few minutes. I'll see you again soon for part 2. Goodbye for now.